assistant Cinnamon joining me today. She's not that helpful. Just find an easy, comfortable position. Maybe make some little movements with your neck. Some circles in one direction, and then switch directions. For those of you working from home, I know you'll be able to relate. I haven't been spending much time at my desk lately. Instead, I've been on my laptop, which is, ergonomically the worst thing to do for your neck. So I'm a little stiff myself. And then we'll come to neutral. And start to feel your spine stacked, one vertebrae on top of the other. And I think oftentimes when I say that, the impulse is to think that that's just like physics, right? You just line it up and it's just gonna do that. But actually it requires the engagement of that transverse abdominis, right? There's a corset muscle that goes all the way around your spine, and its job is to support your spine like that. So when I say stack one vertebrae on top of the other, I actually mean that you hold it there, right? So that you squeeze in, find that squeezing and the lengthening. So even sitting becomes a very active place to be from a muscular point of view. So maintain that support of your spine, resist the urge to round into your back, and drop your chin down to your chest. Should feel a really nice stretch along the back of your neck. And then release your right ear over to your right shoulder. Place your left hand on top of your right hand on top of your head. Maybe walk those left fingertips out to the left. And we'll come back into seated, to neutral. Again, drop your chin, and then allow that left ear to swing over to your left shoulder. Release your left hand, bring it on top of your head, and start to walk those right fingertips out to the right. And we'll come back to center. Start to walk that right hand out to the right. You can drop your right forearm down to the mat, but if by doing that, that left hip loses connection with the ground, then pick it up. So only drop your elbow down if you can keep that connection with the left sitting bone and the mat, and then reach your left arm up and over. Big stretch along that left side of your waist. And then we'll come to center and start to walk those fingertips out to the left. Again, maybe coming down into your left elbow, but only if that right sitting bone stays planted. Right arm up and over. Big stretch along the right side of your waist. Come back to center and twist to the right. Right hand goes behind you, roll that right shoulder back. Lift your heart. Maybe just bring your gaze to the inside of that right shoulder. Inhale through center. And exhale over to the left. Left shoulder rolls back. Heart stays lifted. Weight continues to stay supported over your sacrum, over your spine. And we'll come back to center. Whichever leg is crossed in front, we're going to move it behind. Switch the cross. If you're kneeling, you can just stay where you are. And we'll start to walk those fingertips out to the right and reach that left arm up and over. Take some really deep breaths into your ribs. And then we'll go through center, start to walk your left fingertips out to the left, drop that left elbow, reach your right arm up and over. Again, really breathing in. Using your breath to scan whatever's holding on or gripping, feeling that sensation, that expansion. And then we'll lift it up to center, twist to the right. Come back through center, twist to the left. Come back to center, find hands and knees, moving through a few rounds of cat and cow. So lining your wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. On an inhale, drop your ribs, point your pelvis up, lift your chin. So find that big arch in your back, a big opening in your front body. And as you exhale, push through your hands, rounding your back, tucking your tailbone, tucking your chin, rounding your back as much as you can into cat. Again, inhale into cow. And exhale into cat. 3 more. Moving at your own pace. So you can always choose to have your eyes follow this movement, right? When you get to cow, maybe looking up, or you can choose to keep your eyes closed and really bring that attention inward. Trying to feel that full spinal articulation in each direction. And then we'll find a neutral spine. Find a tabletop position. Pull your ribs together. Pull your belly button into your spine. Find some energy on the tops of your feet, so actively pushing them down, and you'll feel those lower abdominals engage as soon as you do that. So that's your transverse abdominis. So if you let go, in fact, just let those feet sort of float off of the mat, and you can see and you can feel what you think is neutral. And then as you push the tops of your feet down without tucking your tailbone, you can feel the engagement. There, that's neutral. Without changing anything else, lift your right arm next to your right ear. Thumb is up, bicep next to your ear. Good, give a little extra energy to that top of that right foot, start to push it in, and send your left leg straight back. Spin the inside of your left leg up. So resist the temptation to find a spinal extension in this, right? With your arm up and your leg up, I want them straight out both directions because I want that full engagement of your core. You can flex or point your left toes, it doesn't matter. Holding it here. Keep those ribs squeezing in. We're going to send everything out to the side. So bring your right arm out from your right shoulder and bring your left leg out from your left hip. Good, go back to center. So nothing is moving, just your arm and your leg. Swing it out to the side. And then come back to center. Again, swing it out to the side. Coming back to center. Release your right hand down, but keep that left leg up. Start to squeeze that left butt cheek. Again, you don't want that. You don't want to be dumping, so that left leg should not be higher than your hips. Pull your low belly in, like you're trying to lift your pubic bone to your rib cage. Hold it here. Just squeeze that left glute. Tap your left toe, big toe down. Squeeze it up. Tap it down. Squeeze it up. This is a small movement, but there should be tons of engagement. Down, up, down, up. We've got 3 more. 3, 2, 1. Release your left knee down. Inhale into cow. And exhale into cat. 1 more. Inhale into cow. And exhale into cat. Find neutral. Push into the tops of your feet. Nothing changes, just send your left hand forward. Left thumb is up. Ribs still pulled in. Start to push into the top of that left foot and send your right leg straight back. Pull your low belly in. Squeeze your ribs together. See if you can spin the inside of that right leg up to the sky. Everything's strong, both directions. We're going to send that left arm out, right leg out, and then bring everything forward. Again, send it out and bring everything forward. Send it out, hold it, really squeeze everything, and then bring it forward. Leave that right leg lifted, release your left hand back into its handprint, pull your ribs together, really reaffirm the engagement of your core, squeeze that right glute, squeeze your upper inner thighs together. So no dumping in your belly, keep those ribs in, keep that pubic bone lifted, just tap your right toe down and then squeeze it up. Little tiny movement, but full engagement of that right glute. Squeeze it up. Again, tap it, squeeze it up. 2 more. And then release that right knee down, curl your toes under, and push your hips back. Pedal it out. Not easy for me to say. Downward facing dog. Bending one knee and then the other, shifting your hips out left and right. Let your head be heavy. Maybe shake it out no, and nod it yes, right here from down dog. Send your left heel heavy to the mat and just drape your right foot along the back of that left leg, finding a static calf stretch as you push your hands forward, rooting down through your inner hand and melting your heart back to your thighs. Release your right heel down onto the mat. Bring your left foot behind that right leg. Pushing your right heel down and finding your static calf stretch. And then we'll bring that left foot down to the mat. Separate your feet about 8 to 10 inches apart. We're going to send those heels over to the left and try to sit into your legs. So push forward with your hands, bend your knees, big stretch along the right side of your rib cage, and a compression on the left side of your waist. So those left obliques should be super engaged. Come back to center and switch. Heels to the right, sit into your legs, push forward with your hands. Squeeze the right side of your waist and open up the left. Come back to center and step your feet to the top of the mat. Separate your feet hip distance apart, tuck your pinkies into your elbow creases, let your head be heavy. And then you can rock left and right, you can let the weight of your arms swing, help open up your upper back. Release your fingertips down to the mat, heel toe your feet together, and we'll inhale all the way up. And then open it up into a soft W, just letting your elbows come to your hips, opening your shoulders and your heart, lifting your chin, little baby back bend. Inhale it up, and exhale, hinging at the hips, come all the way down. Again, push through your heels, reach all the way up, reverse swan dive, and then open it up. Push your hips forward, weight stays in your heels. Inhale it up. And exhale, hinge at the hips. One more, just like that. Push through your feet, come all the way up to stand, and then let your elbows open up. Maybe finding a little bit more space. Come back to center, And bring it all the way down. Step your left foot to the back of the mat. Drop your left knee. Untuck your left toes and sweep your arms up. Finding a big opening on that left side. Bring your hands to the mat and shift your hips back. Flex your right toes. Find a hamstring stretch. Your half splits, folding over that right leg. Bending into that right knee, we're gonna curl those left toes under, pivot on your heels, and find a wide-legged forward fold. Rocking a little bit of weight into your toes. Bring your right hand right below your face. Start to push the earth away. Reach your left arm up to the sky, maybe looking up at that left hand. And then we'll bring that left hand down. Push the earth away. Send that right arm up, maybe looking up at that right hand. And then we'll bring your right hand down. Pivot on your heels. Frame that right foot and step your right foot back to meet your left and find your plank. So wrists underneath your shoulders, and then see if you can broaden your collarbones as you send the top of your head forward like a turtle coming out of its shell. Kneecaps are lifted. Those lower abdominals are in and up. At the same time, can you engage your glutes at the same time? Ribs are pulled in. We're gonna rock forward and back 10 times. Forward and back. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push it back to downward facing dog and then walk your hands to the back of the mat. And we're gonna find a little Padahastasana, gorilla pose. We've already spent a little time on our hands, so let's just find a little wrist stretch before we move on. Bring the palms of your hands underneath the soles of your feet. You can bend your elbows out. You can start to lift your hips if you like, but make sure that those ribs and thighs stay connected. You can let your head be heavy. Release your hands from underneath your feet. Heel toe your feet together. Reverse swan dive all the way up. We'll grab that left wrist with your right hands. Try to touch the ceiling. And then bring your arms over to the right. Squeeze the right side of your waist. Push your hips to the left. See if you can invite that right shoulder forward, your left hip forward. And hold it here for 3, for 2, for 1. Come back to center. Grab your right wrist with your left hand, lift it up, try to touch the ceiling, and then bring them over to the left. Hips go to the right. Legs stay strong and engaged. Weight stays just slightly towards your heels. Invite your left shoulder and your right hip forward. And fold some more for 3, 2, 1. Come back to center. Release your hands behind your back. Send your hips forward, lift your heart, lift your chin, lift your gaze. Maybe start to look behind you. And then we'll come back up to center. Reach your arms up and fold. Walk your hands forward, find your downward facing dog. And step your left foot between your hands to drop your right knee. Untuck those right toes. Reach your arms up and back. And then release your hands down, shift your hips back, and fold over that left leg. Find your half splits. Bend into that left knee. Curl your right toes under. This time we're gonna make our way into Skandasana. So pivot on your heels, bend into that right knee deeply, and we'll bring your hands to heart center. If you need to keep them on the mat, you can keep them on the mat. Trying to get a nice stretch along that left adductor, that's your inner thigh. You might even feel this into your right inner thigh and your right calf and Achilles tendon. And then staying nice and low, you're gonna push into that right heel and bring it over to the left. And then bring your hands on either side of that left foot, pivoting on your heels, and bring your left foot back to meet your right and find your plank. See if you can wrap those triceps back, right? So that when you softly bend your elbows, they bend back, not out. See if you can find that hasta bandha. So lifting up just that little suction cup in the middle of your palms, pressing down where your fingers meet your palms and your fingertips. Those second knuckles can be lifted. Gaze is about a foot in front of you. Head is neutral, kneecaps are lifted. Low abdominals pulled in and up, glutes are on fire. Rock forward on your toes. We're gonna lower to the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lay your belly on the mat, untuck your toes, roll your shoulders back, peel your heart up, baby cobra. Come up one more set of ribs, really push the tops of your feet down into the mat. Legs are strong. Using the strength of your back to lift your heart, then float your hands and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. Curl your toes under, push it back, and find your downward facing dog. Bend your knees, look forward, step or lightly float to the top of the mat. Lengthen your heart forward, and exhale, fold. Inhale, push through your feet, reach all the way up. And exhale, hands at your side, Tadasana. Let's move through a few rounds of Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, arms up, watch your palms touch. And exhale, find the mat. Inhale, lengthen, head up, Ardha. Exhale, plant your hands, Chaturanga, knees up or down. Float or step, your choice. Inhale into your back bend. And exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath here. Bend your knees, look forward, step or float all the way to half lift. Lengthen and fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, push through your feet, reach all the way up. Exhale, hands at your sides, Tadasana. Again, inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, head up. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale into your up dog, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, down dog, Adho Mukha. Big breath. Bend your knees, look forward, float to the top of the mat. Lengthen and fold. Inhale, push through your feet all the way up. And exhale, hands at your side. Again, arms up, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Bend your knees, look forward, float to the top of the mat. Lengthen, fold. Inhale, push through your feet, reach it all the way up. Exhale, hands at your side. One more. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Big breath. Bend your knees, look forward, float to the top of the mat. Lengthen and fold. Inhale, push through your feet, reach it all the way up. And exhale, hands at your side. Bring your hands to heart center. We're gonna cross that left ankle over your right knee and sit low. Flexing that left foot. Really trying to get that left shin parallel to the ground. So that means generally, for most of us, that means trying to find an energy of that left knee down. Trying to approach parallel to the ground with that right thigh. Holding it here for 5, flexing that left foot. 4, 3, 2, 1, stand up. Left foot comes down. Cross your right ankle over that left knee. Flex your right foot and start to sit your hips back. Bending deeply into that left leg. Trying to reach that right knee towards the mat, not using your hands though, just using the strength of your legs, encouraging flexibility in that right glute and that right hip. Holding it here, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stand up. Right foot comes down next to your left. Arms reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're gonna start to lift up those heels. Coming up tall, lifting your heels as high as you'll go. 3, 2, 1. Bring your heels down. Reach your arms up. We're gonna find not the Ashtanga variation of chair, but a more, I don't know, Vinyasa-y kind of chair. Arms reach forward, sit your hips back. And then from here, start to lift those heels as high as they'll go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Heels down. Push your hips forward, dive your hands back. Bring your hands to heart center. Sit into your chair and twist to the right. Press your right hand down into your left. Roll that right shoulder back. You can open up your arms if you like. Left fingertips down, right fingertips up. Maybe looking up at that right hand. Knees are even, hips are even. Hands back together. Push and stand. All right, here we go again. Arms up, hips back and low. Sit in deeply into your chair and then start to lift your heels as high as they'll go, trying to bring those feet perpendicular to the ground. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Heels down, stand up, push your hips forward, arms dive back. Come back to center, hands to heart center, sit into your chair and twist to the left. Left hand pushes into your right, left shoulder rolls back. Pull your belly button in, keep your knees nice and even unless you have low back injuries. Then you can do whatever you like with your knees. Come back to center. Stand up. All right, last one of these. Reach your arms up, hips back. Find your chair. Sit deep. Start to lift your heels all the way, pushing your ankles forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I always fall out at 3. Just fold. Inhale, lengthen your heart forward. And exhale, Vinyasa. Of course, you guys know that Vinyasa can also be code for just stepping back to down dog. Meeting us there, it's all good. Inhale forward to plank pose. So we're gonna do more of this glute work that we did when we were in tabletop position. So I want you to find a pretty neutral spine here. You turn to the side. So not like this, right? So you can still eliminate the valley in your shoulder blades without rounding your back so much that I can't really engage my glutes here. I have to be more neutral in order to do that. So now I can fire them up, push into my left foot, right? Now if I lift my right leg higher than my hips, I start to dump. So I don't want to do that. I just want to squeeze the right side. Hold it here, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right foot comes down. Re-engage your core, make sure everything's still fired up, and squeeze your left glute to lift your left heel as high as your hips. Pushing down with your right foot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left foot comes down and push your hips back for downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg up. And exhale, right foot between your hands. Left heel comes down, sweep it up, warrior 1. Interlace your hands behind your back. We'll find a humble warrior. So lift your heart and your chin and your gaze, and then start to hinge over that right leg. Arms come overhead. Push into your right heel. Reach it all the way up to the sky. And we'll open it up for warrior 2. You can widen your stance if you need to, looking out over that right hand. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And exhale, windmill it down. Any vinyasa you like. Chin stands, handstands. Whatever makes you happy. No stands. Always allowed as well. Inhale your left leg up. Exhale, left foot comes forward. Right heel comes down, sweep it up, warrior 1. Interlace your hands behind your back. Inhale, lift. And exhale, hinge over that left leg. Arms come overhead. Really challenge yourself in this lunge here. Push through your left heel. Reach it all the way up, warrior 1. And then we'll open it up, warrior 2. Bend deeply into that left knee, looking out over that left hand. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, windmill it down. Again, vinyasa, any way you want it to look. Bend your knees, look forward, float to the top of the mat. Lengthen and fold. Inhale, push through your feet. Reach it all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Push into your right foot, pick up your left knee, rotate it out. You're gonna find Vrikshasana here. Tree pose. Find a soft, steady gaze. Interlace your hands, start to push your palms down. Extra challenge, watch them pass in front of your face as they reach up to the sky. I'm slacking here by putting my foot on my calf, but you're welcome to put it up to a half lotus or up in your inner thigh. We're gonna leave that right arm up. Bring your left hand palm face up next to your left hip and pick up the inside of that left foot. Bring your knees back together. Point your right palm forward, and we'll start to kick into that left foot. Your left foot into your left hand, and start to tip. And bring that right hand forward. Roll that left shoulder back. 3, 2, and change. Left foot comes down, hands at your side. Bring your palms together. We'll pick up that right knee. Rotate it out. Find a home for that right foot. Soften your gaze, soften your thoughts. Interlace your hands, push your palms down. Again, extra challenge. Maybe you watch your hands pass in front of your face. Leave your left hand up. Bring your right hand palm face up next to your right hip. Pick up the inside of that right foot. Bring your knees back together. Point your left hand forward, and we'll start to kick. and reach, and kick, and reach. For 3, for 2, for 1. Come on back. Woo! Find Tadasana. Inhale, arms reach up. And exhale, hands come to heart center. We're gonna find a toe stand. So pick up those heels, lift your heart, roll your shoulders back, lift your heels high. See if you can send those knees down slightly so that your thighs are parallel to the ground and not up towards your chest. For 3, for 2, for 1. Reach it forward, have a seat, feet up, Navasana. We're gonna lower for 10, squeeze it up. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, bring your knees up, cross your ankles, plant your hands, Vinyasa. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. Inhale forward to plank. We'll take a right side plank. So right hand down, left hand up. Maybe looking up at that left hand. Pulling your ribs in. Try to scoot your booty underneath your body. Squeeze the right side of your waist. See if you can touch your right shoulder blade to your right hip point. And then we'll bring that left hand down and send your right arm up. Pull your ribs in, strong legs, strong core, maybe looking up at that right hand. Again, now trying to squeeze that left shoulder blade to your left hip. How small can you make that space? And then we'll bring your right hand down, find your plank, move through your vinyasa, lower halfway. Inhale, push it through, and exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, your right leg up behind you, open up the hip, bring your right knee high to the sky, push your heart back, so reach forward with your hands. And inhale, square off your hips. And exhale, knee to nose. Shoulders over your wrists, round your back. Tuck it in. Inhale it back. Exhale, your right knee to your right shoulder. Hold it or fly. 3, 2, 1. Right leg goes back. Exhale, right knee to your left elbow. Hold it or fly. 3, 2, 1. Inhale it back. Exhale, right foot between your hands. Crescent lunge. Arms up. Reach forward with your hands. We're gonna step into that right leg. Find your warrior 3. Bring your arms out from your hips. And then we'll swing that left leg forward, all the way forward. And then send it back. Find your airplane. Squeeze that left glute, lift up that left leg. Bring it back. Send it back. Good, bring it forward. Bring your hands to heart center, bend that left knee, cross your left ankle over your right knee, and sit low. Hold it here. For 3, for 2, for 1. Stand up. We're gonna bring your right hand to your right hip. Grab that left big toe, kick it out, and open it up to the side. For Utthita, look over that right shoulder. 3, 2, and 1. Come back to center. Release that left foot next to your right. Separate your feet, hip distance apart. Keep your hands on your hips, lift your heart, and we'll fold and find Padangusthasana. Grab your big toes. Inhale, lengthen your heart forward. And exhale. Hinge at the hips, elbows bend out, head is heavy. Release your big toes. Heel toe your feet together. Option to take a crow pose or to take 5 tuck jumps. So bring your hands shoulder width distance apart. If you're coming into your crow, I'm going to assume you know where you're going. Otherwise, you can soften your knees, look straight down, and just pop your hips up for 1, for 2, for 3. If you want to stay up and hold, you can, for 4, for 5, and then if you want to shoot it back, we'll all meet into your downward facing dog. Get there any way you can. Skip the vinyasa altogether. Inhale your left leg up and open up the hip. Send your left knee up, right heel heavy. Push forward with your hands, melt your heart back. Inhale, square off your hips, straighten that left leg. And exhale, knee to nose, shift it forward. Inhale it back. Exhale, left knee to your left shoulder, hold it or fly. 3, 2, 1. Inhale it back. Exhale, left knee to your right elbow, hold it or fly. 3, 2, 1. Inhale it back. And exhale, left foot between your hands. Crescent. Sweep it up. Lean it forward. We're going to step into that left foot. Find your warrior 3. Bring your arms back by your hips, airplane. Bring that right leg forward all the way. Arms reach up overhead. And then send it back right into your airplane. And then bring it forward. And then send it back. And then bring it forward. Woo. Bring your hands to heart center, cross that right ankle over your left knee, and sit low. Flexing that right foot, sending your hips back. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand up. Grab that right big toe. Kick it out. Open it out to the side. Look to the left. Come back to center and release it down. Separate your feet, hip distance apart. Inhale, lift your heart, and exhale, we're gonna find gorilla pose. So hinge at the hips, lift up the soles of your feet, slide the palms of your hands underneath. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. Let your head be heavy. Release your hands from underneath your feet. We've got one more try at these tuck jumps or at your Bakasana. So your choice, plant your hands shoulder width distance apart. Look straight down, soften your knees, and just hop your hips over your shoulders. For 5, 4, 3, 2. We've got our last vinyasa, so as you're ready, shooting it back. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. Drop to your knees. Knees out wide, big toes touch, push your hips back. Lead your left hand forward. We'll bring that right arm through, right palm up. If you want to find the second wrap here, you can bring that left hand behind you and tuck your fingertips into your inner thigh. If you found the double wrap, bring that left hand forward, bring your right hand forward, and we'll bring that left arm through. Left side of your forehead comes down to the mat. If you want to find that double wrap, you'll bring your right arm behind you. And then we'll bring your right hand forward, left hand forward. And we'll make our way all the way to our back. So you can get there any way you like. If you want to jump through your hands, you can push through to your downward facing dog first. Look forward. Send your feet forward. Or not. So, coming down onto our backs, knees are going to stay bent. We're going to do a little Pilates core work here. So as you're sitting here, you can reach your arms overhead and just let your back arch naturally. All right, the small of your back is usually going to lift up off of the mat when your arms are overhead. On your next exhale, start to reach your fingertips towards your heels and start to pull those ribs in, lowering your back ribs down to the mat. Peel your shoulder blades completely off the mat. Your neck can stay neutral, don't carry anything in your neck. But reach your fingertips towards your heels and keep squeezing it here. Hold it here. We're gonna find 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach your arms overhead. Nice and easy, right? Inhale it here. Exhale again. Peel your heart up off of the mat. Now pick up your knees and bring them over your hips, but not closer towards your chest. Like really over your hips. Keep that belly button pulled in. Keep your head and shoulders lifted off of the mat. Your fingertips are going to continue to reach forward. Beautiful. Hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release your head and shoulders off the mat. Nothing else moves. You can let those ribs lift. Find that nice natural arch. And then again on an exhale, start to pull those ribs in. Reach your fingertips forward. Hold this engagement here. Your belly button is pulled in. Your ribs are squeezing together. Your low ribs are totally on the mat. Your knees are over your hips. Your belly button is pulled in. Nothing else moves, but lift your biceps next to your ears and hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release it down. Legs stay where they are. Just breathe into that front body. Go ahead and let your back arch. On your next exhale, start to reach your fingertips forward. Start to push those low ribs down into the mat. Squeezing your ribs together, belly button pulled in. We're gonna tap your right heel down and then lift it up. Left heel and lift. Right, lift, left, lift. Everything else stays super strong and stable with control both directions, controlling the lower, controlling the lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax it down. Arms reach overhead. Breathe into that front body. Legs stay where they are. On your next exhale, reach your fingertips forward. Keep reaching, peel your heart up off of the mat. Pull your belly button in, squeeze your ribs together. Now reach your arms overhead, biceps next to your ears. Tap your right heel down and lift it up. Left, up, right. Left, just keep moving. Keep pulling that belly button in. Feel those lower abdominals, those really right over your pubic bone. Pulling in and up. Good, we've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax your head and shoulders back. Breathe into that front body. Knees stay where they are. 2 more exercises. On your next exhale, pull your ribs in together, peel your heart and shoulders off of the mat. Low ribs planted on the mat, belly button pulled in. We're gonna lower both heels down and squeeze it up. Tiny little movement, right? Keep everything engaged. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, bring your arms overhead. And breathe. All right, last one. You know what this is. It's the same thing, but our arms lifted. So here we go. On an exhale, start to reach forward. Ribs are pulled in, low belly completely engaged. Nothing moves, just lift your arms overhead and tap your heels and squeeze it up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Pull your knees in, pull your shins in. Reach for opposite elbows. And then send everything long. Arms long, legs long. We're gonna bring your heels in to the mat, towards your hips. Tuck your shoulder blades under and start to lift your hips up off of the mat. So we did a lot of glute work already today in this practice, so we're not gonna be working this bridge. This one is really just gonna be about opening that front body. So if you want to sneak your hands underneath your pelvis and support it, if you have the flexibility to do that, that's really nice. You can, if you have a block near you, you can do that as well. You can lengthen your legs. You can lift them up. That doesn't help very much for the opening, but it's kind of a fun little balancing trick. We're just finding a big opening on your front body. And then release your hips down to the mat. Uh-oh, hi Cinnamon. And we're gonna roll over onto that left hip. Grab the outside of your right foot. And we're finding a quad stretch, but this, if you're pretty open, you can start to roll back and find like a half hero's pose. So bringing your hips, bringing that right heel to the outside of your right hip and just laying it back. But be careful, only go as far as you can go without straining that right knee. So if that means you stay on your side and just pulling in your foot and finding a quad stretch, that's a great place to work, right? Don't be afraid of that. And then if you've drifted onto your back, you can come back onto your back. Bring that right knee in and allow that left hand to guide your right knee over to the left. We'll find a supine twist here, extending your right arm long to the right. Maybe pointing your chin to the right. And then we'll come back into center. Bring both knees in. Just give them a nice squeeze together. And then we'll send them out long. Roll over onto your right side. Pick up the outside of your left foot with your left hand. And then maybe you stay right here. Or you can start to roll onto your back. Any amount. Just as long as you're finding a stretch along that left quad and that your left knee doesn't hurt. All right, always remembering there's nothing inside your knee that needs to be stretched. And then as you're ready, making your way back onto your side, and then rolling back onto your back. Bring that left knee in, stretch that right leg out long, pull your left knee all the way into your left shoulder. And use your right hand to guide your left knee over to the right and extend that left arm long to the left. And then we'll come back into center. Bring both knees in. Rock a little left and right. Rock a little front and back. On your last one, finding a seat. Find either a crisscross applesauce or any comfortable seat. You're pretty open now if you can take a half lotus or a full lotus. Maybe making your way there. And bringing your hands to heart center. Sitting up nice and tall, but just tucking your chin slightly. Maybe saying just a little prayer to yourself. Maybe some words of encouragement, some gratitude for your commitment, your dedication, for all of the things that you do well in this world, all of the gifts that you have, all of the blessings that you have around you. Taking a moment to acknowledge them and to express gratitude for them and for every breath. I'm so grateful for each of you for spending part of your day with me. As always, it is my honor to guide you. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. Namaste.